talking about consciously eating, and more specifically, consciously eating for your spirit. Not hers, not his, but yours. So let's get into that. So first off, we're going to start off by telling you guys a little bit about our consciously eating journey, and what that entails, what we do, how we do it, you know, what it is for us. So I guess I'm gonna start off by saying for like, how old am I? 23. So like 20 years of my life, I ate meat, dairy, vegetables, processed foods, yeah, all of the fast food, school lunches,
and breakfast.
Yes, not and breakfast.
And breakfast. I had the free reduced lunch.
Yeah.
So I was eating.
Right. So yeah, all pretty much majority, a whole lot of my life, I ate just whatever, and pretty much whatever my mom cooked as well. And it wasn't up until like my 21st, like 21st, when I turned 21, right in that year, I realized that, you know what, I need to eat better. I need to just be a lot more healthy, and just a lot more like, what I would say, just kind of minimize and like kind of just think about what I'm putting into my body. So in result, I went vegetarian / vegan, and I did that for about a year. And yeah. But now I recently in this year decided that, or my body really just decided, you really have to, that's why we're talking about consciously eating, because I consciously made the choice, or my soul, my spirit decided to not deprive my body and my soul and just what I wanted on what I thought I should be eating and how I should be eating, and really based off like trends and what's going on in the world. Like, I really decided that this year I am going to make a better choice in how I eat by not depriving myself, but also eating what nourishes me. But it's one thing when you feel healthy, but your spirit isn't healthy. And that's because you are depriving your spirit of something that it wants. So that is my spiritual journey at this point. My consciously eating journey, a part of my spiritual journey. But yes, at this point, I do not deprive myself. And that doesn't mean I am just back, eating meat and a whole lot of just fast food. No, I eat, at this point, at this very, let's just say this week, I am eating meat like once a day. And it's not a whole lot of processed, it's definitely not processed meat, not fast food. So it's just things like that that speaks to my spirit that, it's just like, I can eat this, but I'm not gonna go out my way and get a McDonald's burger. So yeah. That's where I am at in my consciously eating journey. So what about you, baby?
My journey was pretty organic. I was very young when I cut certain things out of my diet, specifically pork. I was in like 6th grade or something. Where I just decided like I didn't want to eat pork anymore. And I stuck with that all the way up to like graduating high school, really. I did this experiment at my great grandmother's house where, they were saying at the time, if you pour like Coke, like Coca-Cola or soda onto bacon, you can see the worms come out of it. And I don't know if I necessarily saw the worms come out of it or not, but it like bubbled up and it looked really weird to me. So I was just like, you know what, nah. I'm gonna just stop this right here. But not to say I cut pork completely out of my diet, because, you know, being just from the South, like, that's a huge part of what we eat. Yeah, I'm Black Southern. And yeah, everyone around me ate pork, ribs, all that, all the time. Not necessarily all the time, but more often than we should. So I would say for a few years, I went without eating it like at all. And then maybe like every other blue moon, I would have like a rib or some shit. But when I went to college in New York. I went to St. John's University. My friends at the time, we just did a lot of cool things together. We like cooked food, we hung out, we went to like a lot of different places and things, and it just kind of happened like really naturally, organically, based off the people around me and our mindset. You know, we would eat vegetarian or vegan dishes more than we would eat things with like meat.
And also, it was like a very cultural, like you was around like a lot of different cultures, right?
Yeah, I was. My college was very diverse. I didn't hang out with just blacks. I hung out with like a lot of white people. Yeah, people of different ethnic backgrounds. Like the diaspora was fire. I enjoyed it, especially being in Queens, New York. There's so many different restaurants that you can go to and try different foods and things. So I did that all the time. But when I moved back to Georgia, I didn't finish college. I just moved back, and that's really where I like jump started my spiritual journey all the way. And I really decided to, you know, eat a lot more consciously based off of how I felt and what made me feel better. So I was eating like baked chicken and eggs and spinach and like rice. I made ramen all the time, but I would like drop a raw egg in my ramen and let the hot noodle and the hot broth cook the egg a little bit and just mix it up. And that's something I learned from my friends in New York, which was like really cool. But I also put like a lot of veggies and things, like natural veggies, not frozen veggies and things. Fresh produce. I ate a whole lot more fresh produce, and just over time, I learned more about the different foods and things that I actually really liked and what made me feel like just really good, like enhanced my vitality and my energy. So I just naturally gravitated into eating more plant-based, and somewhere along the line, I guess I fell in the trap of veganism and just that whole like marketing of vegan products and things like that. Not necessarily saying I went full-fledged into it, but you know, it's okay to try things. Like a part of me was like, you know, I don't know how I feel about buying vegan branded products from the store, but I guess being in my plant-based journey for so long, you know, you might want to try different things. You kind of miss meat a little bit, so you might want to try this vegan plant-based branded burger
Chicken
or like
tender.
cheese, like vegan cheese.
Yeah.
I tried vegan mayonnaise and it was like the best thing ever. And yeah, it's just like these different products they make allow you to make certain things from your past that you miss, like tuna. I used the vegan mayonnaise and some chickpeas to make tuna, and it was like really good. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, I would say the journey for me has been very organic. It wasn't really like a forced thing or anything. But yeah, like we said, we just came to the realization of self-discipline over deprivation. You should definitely discipline yourself to eat in moderation and not deprive yourself of things that you actually enjoy eating, things that really fill your soul, things that makes your soul happy, things that you love to eat. You shouldn't like overconsume or be like gluttonous with those things, but you should be a lot more mindful of how you consume those things that you enjoy
and how they make you feel.
Yeah. And recognizing that when you rise in age, your Babylon age, your bodily age, certain things that were okay for you as a child are not really okay for you as an adult. Like, especially like eating candy and stuff like that. Like, I can't even eat like Sour Patches. Like, I could probably only eat one of those or two of those and be okay. But if I keep eating them, it's gonna make me feel like really weird. But like, you know, as a kid, you can eat a whole bag of candy or chocolate or whatever and be okay for the most part. But that definitely catches up to you. And yeah, it's not a good feeling when you just feel like you've overconsumed something, because it makes you sick and it makes you like, it just makes you feel weird.
Right. So I guess our next point, he already kind of touched on it a little bit, but the next point is we want to make is the vegan agenda, veganism.
Veganism is a term, you know, like everything else we have is a term used to classify people and put people in a box and to keep you privy to a little bit of the knowledge and not the full scope of what it means to eat more holistically. You know, veganism is not holistic. Veganism is just...
Vegan is not equate to being healthy at all.
At all. It's just a faux word used to get around eating meat and things, because you're pretty much still eating like
meat or processed
foods. Like
that's even
soy
worse.
Is processed. All these plant-based meats and dairies and things. Well, they're not really dairy, but you know, cheese is a dairy product. If you're eating vegan cheese, that's just a bastardization of a dairy product. It's things processed,
made in the factory,
chemically.
So yeah, that is really basically it's an agenda. Because just like how, you know, everything becomes a trend, this one has become a trend as well.
Super pseudo trend.
Yes. And it should make you realize when something isn't right, when Burger King is making an Impossible Burger, or McDonald's gonna be up next. Like, all the fast food gonna have these vegan options, but we already know, or we should know at this point, McDonald's is absolutely poison for the body. So even if they make a vegan option, don't go out and get it.
Yeah, I like to say eat from the earth, but I also like to say eat what you know.
And what is that considered?
Eating what you know is considered like, you know...
Like, I'm talking about like eating from the earth is...
Oh, eating like natural produce, like your veggies.
It's plant-based.
And your fruits.
Plant-based.
Plants. Things that grow from plants and trees.
So for those that didn't know the difference between plant-based and vegan, that's it. That's it.
Veganism is pretty much you eating processed foods that are designed from our everyday processed foods and shit that we grow up eating.
And like,
while plant-based is eating naturally from the earth.
Right. And even like a good tip is you can tell when things are, like you said, made in the factory of like other meats. It would tell you right on the package, made in the factory with processed meats and dairy and your vegan meat. So it's just like it's still touching the meat, the things that meat touches, and it's just not okay.
I want to get y'all hip to the Walmart brand Great Value. They're one of the main brands I try to avoid, even if it comes to getting their organic products, because
like they're organic canned.
All they shit is just trash, because everything you get from Great Value, they might delete this video for me saying this, but everything you get from Great Value, if you read that shit, it says may contain traces of eggs, milk, whatever, nuts, like whatever, like, and that's because the factories, wherever they process this shit, they don't really clean that equipment. They go from making one thing to the next, one thing to the next, and all that shit is just in the food that you buy. Like if you buy a can of black beans, all that could definitely possibly be in there. So you should be a lot more conscious about buying canned foods and just really anything branded from the store for real. It's better to go to like natural markets or like farmers markets, or even if you have a local like farmer that you can go to that has all these things naturally.
Or the best option, if you have the space, the environment, is to what, baby? Grow your own food.
Grow your own shit.
And that's what we definitely want to do in the future.
We already bought the seeds. We already bought everything we need to grow our own things. We're manifesting the land right now. Yeah.
So, yeah, we're trying to get y'all hip, because I'm just really annoyed with I'm really even tired of just hearing the word vegan and I'm vegan now. Like, what? It sounds like a cult to me, honestly, truthfully. But so I guess we can just go ahead and talk about like what eating consciously is. I guess we kind of talked about it. We talked about our journeys, but I guess to tie it up, to sum it up, to make sure you guys know how to consciously eat for you, not for Sean, not Jada, not Sarah, not these celebrities I'm vegan now, for you. So consciously eating for you is
eating based off how you feel.
How you feel.
Yet being conscious of how you feel and actively seeking to nourish your body in the right way.
Right.
Because you could feel like you want a burger when really you just want something that provides you the nutrition that a burger does. And that could be anything, really.
Right.
You could eat like a sweet potato mixed with like beans, avocado,
something fatty, like
some rice.
If that's what you are craving.
I try to. Me on my journey, I stay away from a lot of like grains and things now, kind of. But I like brown rice. Brown rice is pretty good, so you don't have to deprive yourself from eating brown rice or whatever rice you know, just because of it being seemingly like not all the way healthy for you. But you should educate yourself on the healthier options. Like I wouldn't eat white rice at all. I eat brown rice.
Yeah.
But when I don't want to eat brown rice, I eat quinoa because I like quinoa. And like things like broccoli and cauliflower are natural substitutes for, I guess, like you know how people make the cauliflower wings and things like that? Like that's cool. Like you can, if you want some hot wings or something, you can have some like cauliflower wings.
Right. And I was just about to like make that a point. Like just because like what I really want y'all to get is that like
it's hard to explain.
Yeah, if you want a burger, like a regular burger,
you can eat that.
You can eat that, but don't go out and get a vegan branded burger. There's plant-based products and food that you can create to make your own things, like the cauliflower wings, a black bean burger, or there's even things that you can put together that taste even more like a real burger, which is it's still plant-based and it's nothing processed. It's what you make.
Don't want to cancel meat out all the way. Eat a turkey burger.
Eat a turkey burger.
Don't eat too much red meat. Red meat lowers your libido, your vitality, all that. If you want to have good sex, you want to have long sex, healthy sex, energetic sex, you don't need to be eating red meat all the time. Really, you shouldn't eat red meat like on any type of consistent basis, for real. Eat more
and
white meats.
And really, we should all be we all have different blood types, and we should be
you gotta
eating.
Eat for your blood type.
Eat for your blood type. I don't think we're at that point yet, but so it's just like that should tell you that some people need these red meats. Some people do, need red meats mixed with, eggs and hard-boiled eggs and, then this amount of greens. Like, for sure, everybody needs a certain amount of vegetables and fruits into your body, but mostly vegetables. But some people and most people,
Mostly fruits.
Mostly fruits?
Yeah.
I thought it was veggies.
No, it's fruit. Fruit comes from trees. We're supposed to really eat from trees more than we eat from like the ground.
But that's because, the vibration of it, but
yeah.
I feel like the nutrients in it.
Humans are naturally fruitarian, but we don't know that.
Right, well, mostly fruit then.
Veggies are for healing. Fruit is for nourishment.
Right. I think veggies give more of well, they definitely balance. Like, it's a balance.
Yeah, it's a balance.
Like,
it balances you.
Kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like, they work together.
With like diabetic problems, they can't really eat fruit and shit all the time because of the sugar content in it. But like, if you learn how to balance that with veggies and herbs, you'd be good.
Keen.
But it's so weird how like, people are born like allergic to certain things. I really think that's a generational thing for real, because like of how your parents ate and their parents before them, like all the processed shit that is in our genes now is really altering us. So your kid could be born allergic to like strawberries when it's not really natural to be allergic to strawberries.
Right, or diabetic, like.
Yeah, that's not natural at all. But there are ways to get over that. I think it's kind of disheartening when people find out that they're allergic to a certain thing and they don't seek to like understand it or remedy that. Because there are herbs you can take that get you back to your natural diet and vitality, for real. So I mean, especially people with diabetic problems, it's just it really sucks that like you guys depend so much on like insulin and things and like just these Western medicines. Not that it's your fault, that's just what we know. But I encourage everyone to take the time to do your research and talk to people. You can talk to doctors too if that's what will help you, but talk to a holistic doctor, talk to someone holistic in your life, or seek advice from these folks on the internet who are full-fledged in their holistic journeys and healing others with like herbs and things, because they will teach you a lot more than these doctors will, who have this like Western education. They have this book education on how to treat certain ailments and things. You really shouldn't depend on that.
Right, and procedures. Like, not saying that these doctors, like, all of them are bad, and but they literally go to school not only to learn their practice, but learn their practice, how to do certain things, like how to encourage you to do certain things that not are really good for you, but that's how they learn and that's what they do because they're doctors. That's what they went to school for.
And the best thing for everyone to know,
Baby, I'm gonna check the camera. All right.
the best thing for everyone to know is that all the medicines and things we have are literally found in nature. They're just concentrated pieces of certain plants and species and things that naturally grow in nature, that doctors take and add chemical and whatnot to it and super concentrated to like really do certain things for your body. And you really shouldn't be putting anything concentrated in your body, because that's like a shock. Like, it's too much. Like, that's too much.
Right.
Which is why you should be conscious about like vitamins and pills and things you're taking, even probiotics.
But we're not if you have any conditions, things that you're going through, we're not saying to not take your medicine.
Yeah, take your medicine.
Take your medicine, but research. Do your own research on herbs and healing the body naturally.
And don't try to blend the two.
Yeah.
You should naturally gravitate towards not having to depend on these medicines and things, which are literally just keeping you stagnant.
Right.
They're not doing shit for you, but keeping you coming back for more and more and more and more and more.
That's all it is. It's not healing.
But if you actively seek to heal yourself with natural supplements and whatnot from the earth, you will literally see the difference. You will feel the difference. You won't need to depend on things consistently. You will just be able to eat like a diabetic person. Like sassafras, it's this root. I don't think I pronounced it right, but it's not something you take every day. There are definitely things you can take every day. Sassafras. I'm goofy. Sassafras. It's a thing you can take like maybe like once a week or so. If you take that as a diabetic person, you can go and eat like a full thing of strawberries or a chocolate bar or something. I don't recommend eating a chocolate bar, but if you want chocolate, eat natural chocolate like cacao nibs or something, and you'll be good. You will see that your blood sugar levels aren't going up too high or too low. It's more of a like balance, especially if you change your diet to be more balanced. Our thing is be more balanced with your diet. That's it. Just be more balanced.
Be more balanced. That's literally what consciously eating is. Balance, eating in moderation. And not depriving your freaking spirit.
You should deprive yourself from processed foods, though. Don't eat no processed foods.
And if you're a person that's just like, oh, I need to take your time. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think everybody knows what it means, like processed foods.
All right, baby, let's shut it down.
Okay, so real quick, processed food is like anything that has like chemical in it, like candy, chocolates, chips, just all those like snack foods that are just weird.
Prepackaged.
Prepackaged.
No
things,
nutrients.
Nothing. They just fulfill you and shit. And
just tastes good, man.
Fast food restaurants produce a lot of like processed things too. So yeah, stay away from processed foods as much as you can. As much as you can. No candy, no junk food, no nothing. Yeah. And we pray for you that you're able to achieve this balance, achieve a more holistic diet for yourself, and to enhance your health for real.
Yeah.
Because it's not fair that, I'm gonna just say, Black people, like the number one thing we suffer from is our health problems, and that's directly related to the shit we eat.
Soul food, and
it just really like
overdoing it
eats me up inside to see people that I love, even people that I don't really know like that, and know what is wrong with you, but me telling you like, you gotta change your diet, it's just, it resonates, but it doesn't resonate with you because you've lived a certain way for so long,
and you've lived, I lived for this long, and
you
I
become
ate
lazy.
Like,
you don't really want to look for the alternative to achieve better health. You just want to stick with what you know.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, but keep that shit away from me, because you know, you can't complain when you're not seeking to fix. Don't complain. I don't like complaining. If you're complaining about your health,
do something
change
about
it.
it.
Yeah, fix it. Don't just complain and still be doing the same things. Like, don't say you want to do better. Don't say you want to do certain things and not do it. You're a liar. You're lying. For real. Like,
You're a liar.
Like, it really upsets me.
Yeah.
So do better for yourself. Fuck what I'm saying, fuck what we saying,
And
but
fuck the vegan agenda.
yeah.
do you literally get into it, like get into it.
Be mindful,
be intentional
with everything you do, not just your
be
diet.
balanced, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, we want y'all to just consciously eat and not just, oh, I'm a vegan.
Yeah, see,
or
past the agenda.
I eat meat and that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Like, no.
There are better things to eat. There are levels to life. There are people that are better than you. There are things that are better for you. Not to throw it in your face, but, you know, we're born equal in the sense that we all have the same capability to accomplish the same things. But we're not all equal. My diet may be better than yours. Your diet may be better than mine. Your knowledge could be better than mine. So let's help each other, because we're all on this trip together. Be well. Peace, love, and blessings.
Peace, you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. And we'll see y'all next time in our next video.
Yeah.
Peace.